What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol RIDE for Lordstown Motors. On the left-hand side, we're looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, we have the 30-minute intraday time frame. First thing we should mention is that this did obviously open on a gap up today, and it held most of the gap, but of course, we do need to keep in mind that underneath today's low, the gap does fill down towards $5.75. We're not saying it has to happen all in one day, but that's technically how this should unfold if we trade under $6.33. The first thing that's jumping off the page at me is this large upper wick inverted hammer that has closed off of the 50 SMA, which we do know tends to act as resistance when we're below it. So a very technical turning point on today's session, and not so good of a candle if you're bullish here inside of RIDE. Of course, we are holding the gap, so maybe that's a small feather in the cap for the bulls, but it does look like sellers took any chance away for some upside continuation. What we're going to do is focus in on the 30-minute intraday time frame perspective and take out the Fibonacci's to just gauge the strength of the move. So obviously, this is kind of, just as an exercise, right? If we go from low to high to gauge and analyze the up move, obviously the very next candle, we blew right through the 38.2, we blew right through the 50 and the 61.8, started closing candles under the 61.8, actually resisted there on the back test, and obviously the rest is history. We did complete the rotation for the 100% retracement. So now flipping the script here, going from the high of the move to the low of the move, just to gauge the strength of the downside, and as you can see on the rebound here off of the lows here, never even got back up into the 38.2, so I would classify this as a weak close. It wouldn't be something which I would just eagerly jump long into without seeing any sort of more structure develop or some sort of pattern that we can take and use as a breakout pattern. So for now, kind of skeptical to the long side, right? And if we just flip on over to the trade tab, you can see that this is hard to borrow. You're not going to short it with shares, but the options contracts on the put side are, not the best, but okay, right? If you look at the actual volume, there is some decent volume on the monthlies. If we just actually look at the weeklies here, so yeah, fine volume here into the end of the week on the 1 or 0 days until expiration, given that tomorrow is, of course, Friday. Flipping back over to the chart, as we know, is there anything else standing in our way before the gap fill? And maybe there might be some congestion, I would argue, around here, around 608, 6 the whole dollar in general, might start to act as support. So look for a partial gap fill to that area, reassess the situation. So again, just mapping that area in. So it would look something like this, right? If we come in, we break the low of today, do something like this, reevaluate the position, maybe trim half, and then keep half to see if we can come all the way down into the full gap fill at 575. That would be the first sort of inclination I would have. The only thing that I would watch for to remain kind of bullish here would be if we can get some consolidation up above this resistance point at $6.64. Fine, you would want to see it consolidate in here, and then boom, the trade idea would be if we can build out the structure, right? This is contingent upon what happens in terms of structure in tomorrow's session. But if we can do something like this, right, then your breakout is up and over 7, as you'll know that was prior resistance, and the target is simply the prior day's high, which would be in here around $7.80. So that would be one bullish trade idea. But again, based on how things have unfolded here, I'm not so sure how that will unfold or if it will unfold. So really kind of neutral to slightly bearish here on RIDE, but willing to give it a chance if we get that consolidation and true structure that builds out here, maybe a pressure cooker top, bull flag, something that looks like this, fine, under 7, looking for that breakout as we just discussed. So that's going to wrap up the video here on RIDE. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.